Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Descent 3, which if you've never played it before, it's basically a first person shooter. At the start you've got the usual stuff, multiplayer, pilot options, view demo, load game, etc. You can customise the controls just like the last two. When you first start the game you're forced into the training. After you've beat the training or skipped the training, it's well worth doing if you like myself and you don't customise all the controls and you just get rid of everything that you don't use, because the training pretty much makes you go through everything, so you can't beat it if you've removed the controls obviously. But once you've done the training, then when you try and start a new game you get all these different options for different games. So I'm just going to go on to Descent 3 Retribution, which is basically the first one I believe. Mercenary is the expansion pack. And then there's all sorts of other things, because this one had a load of user created levels added onto it, and it's just a bit of a weird one. As I said in the end of my last review for Descent, if you watched it, if you haven't watched it then I'll say it now, this one's a bit of a dark horse in the series because not that many people like it because it changed a load of things about it. But I'll wait until it actually loads up anyway. So anyway then, as I was saying, basically this one changes pretty much everything about the Descent series that you came to know about it. Firstly, the biggest change to this one is possibly that the mouse is actually sensitive, and to be fair, this time it's too sensitive. So it's one of them things that I guess they could never find a happy medium. You can change the sensitivity, but even on right low down it might be a bit too fast for some people. But instead of just like get the keys, get the exit, get the reactor, blow that up, things like that, this one sees you escorting things, and I mean there are sometimes reactors there, but like it's like you're escorting special trucks of things and that. Well, I suppose space trucks or something like that to destinations. You're protecting them. There's points where you have to actually protect reactors, where like you can be protecting 5 of them at once, which is just insane. And it got rid of a lot of the weapons that people loved as well, because the weapons on this were, well, many people feel that they're really unbalanced. Once again, thanks to the use of cheats, I can actually show a lot of them off, so you can get things like this microwave here, which is pretty cool looking. You can get the plasma gun. So there are some of the weapons from the last game, because the fusion was on it as well, but like there's some new weapons as well. You can now get countermeasures, whereas last time you had secondary weapons, which is obviously just like your missiles and your bombs and that, you can get countermeasures and that. So there's just all sorts of differences to it. Musically as well, as you can hear, there's nothing really to rave about, so I'm just going to shut up for a bit and let you have a listen to it. So anyway then, there's some of the incredibly quiet and a bit boring music, because I suppose it's just meant for eeriness. As I was saying about the countermeasures a lot, I'll just have to hold the R button down so I can go into reverse, because obviously being countermeasures, they pretty much happen behind you. If I fly away and do it, then that's Betty, basically. Weird name for a countermeasure. You can get seeker mines and that, you can drop proximities behind you and that, so that obviously a proximity mine, the whole point of it is, in case you don't know, if anything flies past it and reactivates its sensor, boom, bam. So proxies are pretty much the most useful one. You can get chaffs, which are just standard chaffs and that, really. But yeah, there's pretty much nothing really left to say about the weapons on the game. While a lot of people hate it though, there are some cool ones, because I mean that napalm, which using it here again, I love the napalm gun, I think it's fantastic. Well, the only other thing I've got left to mention is yet another one of the differences. Basically, the first game, well, the first couple of games you were pretty much stuck in the ship that you were in. This one, you've got a choice of 4 different ships. The fourth ship's thanks to the Mercenaries Pack, because it was originally just 3, and you get them at certain points of the game, and basically some are faster, some are weaker, some are like bulkier in defence-wise and that, so just standard stuff really, what you'd expect different ships to be. Overall, I personally think the game gets a bit of a bad rap. I do like it, but I do admit it's nowhere near as good as the first 2 games. So it's one of them, if you really love the first 2 games, then it can go either way whether or not you want the third one, because you might want it because of how much you love them, but at the same time, if you love them that much, you might not want it because you don't want to like ruin the series, like besmirch the name type thing, you know. But as I say, personally, I think it's a good game. Well, that's everything I've got to say. But if you're sitting there watching this thinking that you'd love to get your hands on this game but you can't find it anywhere, or maybe you used to own it and you're having the same problem that you can't find it anywhere because you want it back, or maybe you've been able to find it but you can't actually run it on your system because it's too powerful. If so, then get yourselves over to GOG.com. They've got a fantastic range of games that are all XP and Vista compatible, and the best part is there's no DRM, something that they're proud to advertise on the front page of their site. There's also forums where you can go and ask for help or just chat about your old favourites, and if there's a game you're looking for that they don't have, then add it to the wish list so that one day it might be added.